Hey everyone, it's Edward Zulai, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is very exciting for me. I've actually had a few people send in some questions, so I'm going to try to address the questions that come in. I really appreciate your participation, and it's interesting. Some of them, three of them, have to do with hauntings and ghosts. So I think I'll address that. First, I want to say hello to my new subscribers, Paula, Michelle, Georgette, Mary, Michael, all the others who have just subscribed. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate your support. I'm hoping that this channel grows and that I can provide information that's going to be useful to viewers and old and new friends. Okay, so let's see. One of the questions is, why do spirits haunt places? Okay, we have to talk about a couple of things. And I just scribbled down some notes which I'll be looking over at from time to time. I'm actually doing this recording in my office today. So I move about the house. So that's just kind of how it goes. Okay, so hauntings. Yes, they're real. Buildings can be haunted, homes can be haunted, parcels of land can be haunted, and objects can be haunted. Now, what do we mean by haunted? What we mean by haunted is that spirit in some way has made an impression, an energy impression on them, or has remained attached to the particular object, the parcel of land, the home, the building, etc. Here in North Carolina, we have a number of places where there were some very, very major Civil War battles, and those areas are actually quite heavy emotionally. It's very hard to go through some of these towns, and in future episodes, I'll talk a little bit more about those. But buildings in particular can be haunted, and homes, of course, can be haunted. I want to talk about the difference in hauntings, though. There are two specific types of differences. One is a residual haunting. Now, I have been called to a couple of homes here in Eastern Carolina, in downtown Greenville, actually, very close to the river, and I've encountered, they're trying to help people that are dealing with spirit activity in their home, and I've encountered residual hauntings. Now, a residual haunting usually occurs, it's actually not, it's probably more common than the other kind of haunting, which is called an intelligent haunting. But a residual haunting usually occurs when there is a traumatic event that causes the spirit to hold on to the location. A traumatic event, a sudden death, anything that might cause them to leave a spiritual imprint on that particular property. Now, the interesting thing about this is that with residual hauntings, they're totally unaware of human beings. We go about our business and we might get mad, or we might get freaked out, or we might be upset by, the cupboards opening and closing, or, a door being left unlocked, or all these different things that I've encountered, footsteps on the stairs. But the bottom line with residual haunting is that these spirits are just repeating a pattern that they repeated over and over again in their own life. And so they really are not at all aware of our presence, nor do they care. There's no interest, there's absolutely no consciousness. And that's one of the major differences, is the absence of consciousness in the way we know it when you're dealing with a residual haunting. Residual hauntings really cannot be removed very easily, because that would mean that you would have to be able to connect with the spirit. And so when you have a parcel of land that has residual haunting, as many people will refer to an Indian burial ground, a sacred space. When you refer to those kind of places, it's kind of hard to remove that imprint. So, fortunately, though, they're harmless. They don't really have any interest in the living, and they're not likely to cause any harm, do any damage, break anything. More than likely, these are the kind of spirits you see walking through walls or doors, or appearing and disappearing, and they don't even seem to be aware of you. The other kind of haunting is what we call an intelligent haunting. Now, they are aware of space, they are aware of humans, there is a level of consciousness, and you may see more poltergeist activity with regard to intelligent hauntings. In other words, moving objects to get your attention, or more activity in the home. And yes, they are also the ones that will do things like maybe tug on your shirt or pull your hair, or you might feel them around you, because they are much more interested in us than the other type of residual haunting that has absolutely no clue that we're even present. Why do they haunt? Intelligent haunting usually happens when there's an emotional attachment to a space. You basically have an opportunity here, though, with an intelligent haunting to redirect them. So you can talk with them, you can basically interact with them and tell them that you don't want them to scare you. You don't want them to continue a certain type of behavior. You don't want X, Y, or Z to happen. And that's where it helps to have a medium, the kind of work I do, or some other person, even a shaman, someone come in and help you to redirect the spirit that is doing something in your home that they're aware of you, and they know you're there. They turn lights on and off. They do all kinds of things like that. That's much more common with an intelligent haunting than with a residual haunting. They can be redirected. So that is the difference between the two typical types of haunting that we encounter. The intelligent haunting, which is aware of people, and the residual haunting, which is more of an imprint, and it's a spirit going through routine, completely unaware. You could even build walls, tear down a building, put something new up in its place, and that spirit is going to keep doing its routine. So, okay, so we've already been at this for about 8 minutes. I want to answer briefly one other question. This came from Mary, and she asked me about spirits being attached to objects. Yes, they can absolutely be attached to objects. They can leave actually a residual imprint on an object, which is like a residual haunting, so that you sort of feel this energy or awareness or sense of something about, especially when people go to estate sales and you go to antique shops. You can walk into an antique shop and get a really kind of creepy feeling, and that may be because the furniture that's in there has some residual haunting and spirit imprints on the furniture or the items that are for sale. So I'm just going to wrap up with those two questions, and I'm very, very to have your questions and your comments, and if you'd like something explained a little further, just give out a shout. Edward Zula. Remember, wash your hands, social distance for the time being, and wear your mask when you go outside until we're told that it's okay to do otherwise. Love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll be posting something again real soon. Bye.